Hello and welcome back to Tinker Talks Guns. We're here in our wonderful new recording space, which is, it's not new and it's not particularly wonderful. It's my reloading bench in my workshop. Couldn't use this initially because the neighbors had a 100, 200-year-old, whatever, chestnut tree next door. It's about 100 feet tall. And they cut it down and have been cutting it up with chainsaws 50 feet that way. So, recording in here was not so much going to be a thing. Now it is. And this episode is about things I'm learning, because while it is equal parts pleasure and pain, I never stop learning. Now, what I'm learning these days is about competition shooting in the 21st century. I shot IPSC not particularly well in the mid-80s. And that's where I learned to shoot. And things have changed a bit. Not a ton, but they've changed. So, the way I shot in the 1980s is using something called the Weaver Modified Stance. Now, this is a gun. It is empty and safe. So, the modified Weaver that I used was thus. Left arm's down and flexed. Right arm is straight, comes across the body. Thumb rides to safety. Other thumb pins that thumb. And this works. It works pretty good. Gives you pretty quick follow-up shots. But people do it different these days. So I thought, I better try it. Now, what people use today is called the thumbs forward isosceles, which I'm sure you're familiar with, but in case you aren't, let me show you. So, in this, both arms are extended equally. You've still got the push-pull going on the gun. Push with the right, pull with the left. And the thumb is as far forward as you can comfortably get it. In my case, that means right here at the pivot of the slide stop, which is a really handy reference. And it doesn't prevent the slide stop from working, so it's good. And I tried this. And it's better. Technically, I don't have to switch, but I'm me, so I do. And that's cool, because that just means I have to overwrite the programming of thousands of repetitions and decades of practice. No problem. But it's better. And in this area, I can't know it's better and not do it. I just don't work like that. So, the gun, by the way, is the 9mm 1911 Project, which we're going to start calling the speed gun, because 9mm 1911 Project is going to get really, really tiresome to say really, really fast. So, I was using the speed gun, and we'll do a tabletop on this later, so you can get fully up to speed if you haven't been following it in the written blog. So, I learned other things, too. I was practicing double taps. And if you don't know what a double tap is, you probably do. But basically, you aim the gun once, and then you pull the trigger twice as fast as you can. And this wraps off 2 shots very quickly, like, bap, bap. Okay? Good way to put rounds on target fast, and we used to do it all the time 30 plus years ago. And, yeah, at 7 yards, I can keep the shots in the A zone consistently. 10 yards, it's less consistent. Still most, but you don't want to be dropping points. So past 7 yards, double tapping is not going to be a thing. And they're in the A zone, but they're not close together. And it irks me because it seems sloppy and uncontrolled and variable, and I just don't like it. Now, this gun, when I double tap really fast, the second shot goes low. And like I said, the A zone is along thin part of the middle, and it going low is not a problem, but I don't like it. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try some rapid fire. Now, to explain, in my reviews, I use the term rapid fire pretty much for anything faster than 1 shot a second. And that works fine for reviews and stuff, but in this video, when I'm referring to rapid fire, I mean I pull the trigger the instant I have a sight picture. So recovery time is important, and this gun is purpose-built to have good recovery time, and it does. So it's slower than double taps, but it's not a lot slower than double taps. And I ran a magazine at 5 yards and pretty much made one big jagged hole about the size of a golf ball. So that's a lot better than double taps. And it was not slower than doing 5 double taps. So I moved it out to 10 yards, where if I do double taps, some of them are going outside the A zone. And I did 5 strings of double taps, which is 2 shots per target, one next to the other. And it was fast. And the shots all hit close together. I mean, we're talking about a group, the size of the palm of my hand or a little larger. And at 10 yards, shooting that fast, that's all right. That's going to work at a match. So, new things. I'm going to stop practicing double taps and start focusing on rapid fire, because the rapid fire is usable at any range. And if I'm moving between targets, between like 2 targets like that, it's not slower, but it's much more precise. So, gotta learn it, because if I want to compete, again, even if I'm only competing against myself, I gotta do my best. So, okay. Yeah. Old dogs, new tricks. You know the deal. Big fun. So, why don't we move on to the tabletop, and we'll show you the gun and discuss its features, and come back to wrap it all up. Okay, we're doing a tabletop with my 9mm 1911 project, which let's just refer to it as the speed gun, because that's what it's designed to do. First things first, let's unload and show clear. All good? Yes. So, what we have here is a full-size 1911 with a officer's length slide and a 9mm bull barrel. And I'm using 9mm because it's a speed gun. It's supposed to shoot rapidly and accurately, and 9mm 1911 is kind of cheat mode to begin with. And added to that, we have extended the dust cover, thanks to my godlike welding friend Ernie. And then I fabricated a shoot-through fixed weight that's attached to the dust cover with the front sight mounted on that. And since I decided it needed more weight, I added a 1.5 ounce aluminum weight to the bottom. Now, the gun is not fully finished, because up until recently I was still testing it. I haven't quite decided how to finish it. The weight, both weights, are secured by a single machine screw, which is a hardened tempered machine screw. And you have to remove them to take the gun apart. So we're not going to take the gun apart, because frankly it takes apart just like every other 1911 on the planet once you've got the weights off. So the concept is, with the light reciprocating weight of the short slide combined with the bull barrel, which has more weight moving less than a conventional barrel, the fixed weight and fixed front sight would combine to allow very fast follow-up shots. And of course it's in 9mm, because 9mm in a 1911 is cheat mode. It's just so low recoil and pleasant to shoot. So the gun is designed, as you do in Action Shooting International, to shoot very rapidly with good accuracy. And in addition to those modifications, Has the Novak fixed rear sight. We have hand cut 20 line per inch checkering on the front strap, and then I've blended in the flat mainspring housing and added 20 line per inch checkering there too. So the grip on the gun is very secure. I've also put some under the trigger guard here so that my supporting hand, the finger, gets locked in nice and tight. And the whole makes for a very fast, very sweet shooting package that I'm having a lot of fun with. I suspect at some point in the not too distant future, I'm going to have it Cerakoted, probably in something exciting and radical like, I don't know, black. And going to start attending action shooting international matches with it. So that's your introduction to the Speed gun. I'd call it a Speed 9, but I'm sure Ruger has that trademarked and they'd like sue me or something. So back to our regularly scheduled video. Okay, you're up to speed on what I've been up to, and got a look at the new gun. I guess that's about all I've got for right now, so I hope you all take care and stay safe and have a great week, and I will talk to you soon.